Humans have expanded to every corner of the globe except for one. This part of the world is the oceans. The world's oceans are the final frontier for humanity, and this is for a good reason. They are extremely vast and have a seemingly unlimited number of resources inside of them. One of these resources is fish. For a long time, people believed that there's an unending supply of fish inside of the oceans. In fact, many countries used to fully depend on fish for their economies and survival. However, they were not able to significantly deplete the amount of fish inside of the oceans. This is all coming to change in the modern age though, because of new innovations in fishing technology. Fish are being killed faster than ever before, leading to new issues arising. The most prominent of these issues is overfishing. First, we need to address what overfishing is. Simply put, overfishing is when fish are being killed faster than they can reproduce. To better understand why this is so terrible, let's look at an example of overfishing. Inside of this school of fish, fish are reproducing faster than they can be killed. This would result in the fish population staying constant or even growing, which is healthy for the ecosystem. However, if fish are being killed faster than they can reproduce, the population would fall drastically until the school of fish would be extinct. This is horrendous for the ecosystem and the food web, as it removes one of the largest food sources from the ecosystem. As a consequence of overfishing, many tragic things such as this and more have happened in just the last half-century. One of the largest issues is the sheer amount of fish that have been killed. How many fish do you think were killed in the last half-century? 20% of all fish? 50% of all fish? The true number is far greater than that. In the last half-century alone, 86% of all fish alive were killed. This means that just 50 years ago, there were 7 times as much fish in the ocean than there are currently. If this current population trend of fish dying at such an astoundingly fast rate continues, fish will be extinct by as soon as 2040 according to some estimates. Even though fish becoming extinct by 2040 is extremely unlikely, the current statistics show that 1/3 of all shark and ray species to ever have lived have been driven to extinction because of overfishing. No matter how far-fetched fish becoming extinct is, it has already happened at a smaller scale to some species. This shows that overfishing is a real issue which needs to be addressed. However, to understand how overfishing can be addressed, we first need to understand how overfishing happens. One of the primary reasons behind overfishing is industrial super trawlers. Trawlers are boats which only exist to catch and process fish. In the past, they looked like this. However, in the modern day, they look like this. Now, notice how the modern industrial trawlers look more like cruise ships than fishing vessels. There are many of these industrialized factory ships floating around the world, causing ecological destructions where they go. Factory ships have everything on board in order to kill and process the most amount of fish possible. Most factory ships have enough room for a crew of over 100, an onboard fish processing area, and long nets capable of encircling entire schools of fish at a time. The onboard fish processing area for some trawlers is capable of storing and freezing up to 6,000 tons of fish. The nets in some of these factory ships can be up to 2 kilometers, or 1.3 miles long. One of these vessels can catch more fish in one trip than some fishing boats can catch in their entire lifetimes. However, although these super trawlers are extremely environmentally detrimental, they are not the only way that ecological destruction is happening because of overfishing. Another way that ecological destruction is caused is because of the sheer amount of smaller boats inside of some fishing fleets. Enter China. They have the largest international fishing fleet in the world. China has depleted its fishing reserves years ago, and now China has the largest overseas fishing fleet. According to the Chinese government, China only has 2,500 overseas boats, while some studies say that the true figure is up to 18,000 boats. While these boats aren't huge, they are still capable of harming the environment in such large amounts. What's even worse is that the Chinese government isn't trying to stop these boats from overfishing. In a speech from 2013, Xi Jinping told fisheries to build bigger ships and venture even farther and catch bigger fish. With the Chinese government actively encouraging these ships to destroy the environment, something needs to be done by the rest of the world. The primary solution against overfishing is speaking out. This is the Mag Iris, a ship which is currently serving inside of the English Channel. The Mag Iris was originally supposed to fish in the southern coast of Australia. However, locals were protesting a ship of such caliber fishing inside of their waters. This caused the Australian government to give the ship to the English government, thus helping the waters of Australia stay flourishing. Protesting and speaking out is the single best way to try to combat overfishing. However, if this is not possible, the second best way is to petition to the government to try to lower the maximum amount of fish allowed to be caught per year. This would help a more sustainable fishing approach. The last way to combat overfishing is to donate money to a charity such as Oceana.org, or to help share the message. Doing something as simple as sharing this video or talking to someone else about the dangers of overfishing can go a long way. However, if people do not act now, then the world's marine ecosystem may be permanently damaged in the coming years.